Welcome to CEO Talk, a series conducted by CXO TV, where the leaders narrate a story and share their learning and their success of building a great brand. So today we have with us Vishwa Bajaj, CEO of ValueFirst. So Vishwa has 30 years of experience in IT and telecom industry. He has held various corporate roles at CMC India, Siemens at Germany and UK before plunging in the world of entrepreneurship. A little bit about ValueFirst. So ValueFirst was launched in 2003, is a CPAC and has democratized enterprise communication channel like voice, text, chat, video, and email by virtualizing the world's communication infrastructure. So welcome, Vishwa.
Hi. Yes. Thank you so much.
So Vishwa, we know that the enterprise communication is evolving, and we have noticed that CPAC adoption, especially during this COVID time, has scaled up, from 32% in 2017 to 56% in 2020. So let me understand from you, now since after 2 years from the pandemic, how you foresee the trend in the CPAC space in 2 years from the line now.
Right. So we have seen tremendous activity in the sector. That is very clear from how enterprises are making their purchase decisions. So, for example, any kind of digital transformation involves a business talking to their consumers over some kind of digital channel. It could be things like email, or it could be AI-driven chatbot. For the purpose of, say, lead generation, it could be for closing the sales cycle, it could be post-sales customer service. So pretty much all aspects of how a business interacts with their consumer is being digitally enabled.
And how you see it, especially because what I understand is CPaaS really helps in integrating communication functions more into the business processes. So how you see it in next 2 years, down the line?
Post-COVID era, I would say, and we don't know whether the era is over or not, but generally speaking, there is a big adoption for conversational type of messaging. So things like WhatsApp for business is seeing significant momentum because WhatsApp, once integrated with a chatbot, can offer interactivity which is missing in the SMS channel. For example, I want to engage with my bank for some kind of, service request. Say I want some kind of details around my bank account. So I can initiate the conversation within WhatsApp using a chatbot, and then the entire technology is integrated with the banking processes, even to the extent of core banking, where the full transaction can happen, not just a service request which is being placed, but a fulfillment. So the whole cycle of uh, interacting with the consumer with the intent to close the transaction or close the sale is now happening using all the CPaaS channels.
The newer aspect of this is, the use of AI, especially chatbot. So what I understand is like Value First recently launched an AI-based chatbot with RCS. So can you just elaborate a little bit on this, how this works and what have been your USP and so on and so forth? Yeah.
Sure. So basically, chatbot or AI-enabled chatbot is a product on its own, meaning it can be utilized by the enterprise or by the business in multiple ways. So one method of initiating the bot conversation is through SMS. It can also be kept on a website of the brand. Similarly, WhatsApp, which is where most of the Indian consumers are, they are spending a lot of time in WhatsApp as a channel. So chatbot can be integrated within WhatsApp as well. So we are seeing a lot of newer use cases happening on the WhatsApp channel. And of late, and the latest entrant in this is RCS as a channel. So RCS is a Google initiated offering. So like WhatsApp, RCS is also very media rich. It has the capability just like you have in WhatsApp. So it enables interactivity. A lot of brands are already experimenting with RCS. Those who have already started using WhatsApp, they are also trying to see how the experience is different.
Thanks, Vishwa. For the interest of our audience, I would like to mention that RCS stand for Rich Communication Service, being launched by Google. And thanks for the elaboration what you did around the RCS and your service.
Sure.
What I understand is like as far as value first chatbot is concerned, you integrate the RCS for a larger user base, which are predominantly targeting to the Androids and the iOS users, which I think Google has been missing. So can you just narrate a little bit about your recent business achievements, which probably ValueFirst has done? Can mention a bit around any use case?
Sure. So I think one of the new trends which we are seeing in the industry is that a lot of brands who were not very digitally savvy even are now becoming fully functional, fully available on digital channels. Like there is a new trend for a lot of companies to go to consumer direct, and this segment is defined in the lingo, in the industry lingo, as D2C, direct to consumer.
Yes.
So the direct to consumer brands are trying to get in front of the consumer using uh, communication platforms like ours. So they are saying that, okay, the consumer is in WhatsApp or in RCS or elsewhere. So I need to reach out to the consumer, and then I need to show my products, and then I need to close the sale. So the direct to consumer industry is beginning to accelerate a lot. And as Value First, we are trying to help all such customers who have this aspiration to follow D2C using technology. So I think from recent achievements, so we have done a lot of D2C customer enablement.
Thanks. I think you mentioned about direct to customer, which is D2C. I think D2C is something which is a sweet spot for the investors, and I think you've been solving that problem which they had in terms of connecting with their customers, communicating. So can you just tell me, is it that Value First is playing the? I mean, are you sector agnostic? Are you focusing on specific sectors? If so, what kind of a footprint you have in sectors like BFSI, real estate, and telecom?
Okay. So just from a very practical perspective, our business is linked with the number of transactions we power, because we charge our customers on per transaction basis.
Okay.
So number of SMSs we send, number of emails we send on behalf of our customers, number of conversations we enable. So in that context, customers who have a large consumer base, they are more valuable to us, in the sense their average spending or ARPU is higher. That said, as a company, because communication is a universal need, so our customers are all across pretty much all verticals, and we are vertical agnostic. Having said that, our large share of revenue comes from BFSI, from e-commerce, from now increasingly from D2C, where the transactions are happening, travel portals, internet businesses.
Okay, I think so. You answered my second part of my question, which was all about which is your the vertical which you have been focusing and which has been the driver for the revenue. So you mentioned BFSI and e-commerce. So let me understand a little bit about your expansion plan. So is it that Are you across the globe, or you are India specific, or probably APAC specific? Can you just elaborate a little bit around that?
Yeah, so our footprint is multi-geography.
Okay.
We are not a global company, but we are like a regional player. So India, of course, is our large market. Outside of India, we operate in Middle East, where we have operations in UAE, and our from our Dubai office, we cover UAE, we cover Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, etc. And we also have operations in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where we have
Okay.
offices in Riyadh, Jeddah, Amman, etc. And uh, apart from Middle East, we also cover Indonesia, which we opened about 4 years ago. So our footprint as a company is Middle East, Indonesia, and India. And we are in the process of entering Nepal, where we have already done some groundwork. So that is another expansion plan. But in terms of overall expansion, as a company, we were acquired by Twilio, which is the global leader in the industry last year.
So you just mentioned about your video integration. So how it will going to be different from the WhatsApp video? Uh,
So the video offering is actually a product from Twilio, which is the company which acquired us. So we intend to integrate that offering into a conversation. For example, you are engaged with a conversation, uh, say with your consumer who is looking to purchase something. Then, using the video API, we can ensure like a full product uh, experience happens over a video. So that can be done. In some other examples, we are connecting doctors with their patients using the video API. So there is a chat happening between the doctor and consumer. If the need arises that doctor wants to do a video conversation with the consumer, then the chat can, using the video API, create that possibility between the doctor and the patient. So depending on the use case, the video API can be leveraged for solving one or the other purpose for the brand.
So with this, we come to the end of this episode. Thanks, Vishwa, for such an insightful session. And we really had the pleasure interacting with you. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.